The operator in Valorant is one of the strongest weapons according to a lot of people. Also one of the, well, actually the most expensive weapon, coming out at a whopping 5,000 credits to buy one. However, even though that the operator is a great weapon, there's a lot of mistakes that are being made with the weapon. There's a lot of stuff that can be done to quite easily improve your accuracy and your usage of the rifle. And again, these are also stuff that I don't see talked a lot about in the community when you watch other op guides, which have grateful, like really good information and, you know, are really good, but these tips and tricks are hopefully some that you haven't seen to before, that hasn't been talked too much about, at least that I haven't seen talked too much about, and hopefully will help you, maybe a friend or someone you know, or hopefully, if we're lucky, a lot of parts of the community with improving their skills with the operator. Hello my beautiful and lovely gamers, as always, my name is Jonal. Before the video starts, and like on the video, dropping down a comment down that comment section, and subscribing to the channel is greatly appreciated. I'm trying to push out Valorant content, and the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it. It's crazy how low views I can get on some of those videos because I'm not sticking to Overwatch. So liking, commenting, sharing this around if you have Discord servers, Reddit, places that you think that this content could be amazing. Thank you guys so much for doing that. But let's really just jump into it. I want to start by just mentioning one thing. This isn't as much as a tip as it is more of a warning, I would like to say. First of all, of course, if you're already like an immortal player, these tips won't help you. Probably, you probably know how to use the op already, unless you're a shotgun main. And on top of that, when it comes to using the operator, especially if you're a low elo player, it's really good that you're using it. It's a very powerful weapon, but you shouldn't use it as a crutch. It shouldn't be like you're reliant on the op because it can land body shots and not using a Vandal or a Phantom because those are difficult to use. You should be pushing a limit when it comes to what you can do with your rifling, with aim stuff. And if you guys want that covered, tell me in the comment section or on Discord server, tweet at me on Twitter, or join the Discord streams and the Twitch streams, sorry, and tell me there, and you know I can make videos like that. But just make sure that you know you're not using this as a crutch because you can't hit headshots with a rifle, you can't control the spray patterns. Rather start improving on those and then use the operator to fill in those holes where it's necessary. Let's just start with some of the tips. And first of all, I want to talk about crosshair placement. This again, really depends on how good you are at aiming, but for a lot of lower elo players, what they will do is they will hold an angle really tightly by putting the crosshair right here on the corner. And what will happen, especially as those players start playing against me, even like just like silver, so even some gold players, or even just like a relatively smart, you know, bronze player that maybe have experience in CS, they will, when they strafe out on purpose or accidentally, they will strafe far away from the corner where the operator is handling. The operator might not be holding, you know, high frames and 144 Hz monitor, and then he will have to do a flick that he can't perform, missing the shot, and essentially just getting destroyed. Also, of course, you know, operators can do jump shots if there's an enemy operator that's know your position. In general, this is how you kind of swing on an opera. You normally do a little bit of a wider swing against them if you have to peek them, or maybe a jump shot if you're gonna use an op yourself and take you out. So for those people, if you're holding these corners, a lot of time I found it easier when I help other players in low elos to put their crosshair a little bit away from that ledge, so that when they are strafing or running out from it, you will just be able to just click on them, kind of giving you a little bit more of that reaction time and not forcing you to flick. And if the person is slow walking around the corner or playing that corner itself, then it's relatively easy to put your crosshair back. It just, a lot of these like wide swings where they're running past you, a lot of that seems to be kind of the thing that messes up people's aim and gets them killed. So putting a little bit out there, a little bit away from the corner, normally helps like a lot with hit accuracy for people holding those angles. Now talk about holding angles, playing against another operator, especially when you have forced to peek another operator, you don't have your smokes, you don't have your utility to kind of get them off that corner, you have to take that duel. It's kind of, and this is a big part of Valorant and other games like CS, having that confidence to peek properly and not kind of like slow walking around the corner, because that will get you killed. What you should do is some aggressive peeking. For example, doing one of these runs where you run, you jump, you scope midair, you land with your crouch, and then you take your shot. And a lot of time, these shots can make a huge difference in you not getting immediately deleted. Remember, they are holding that angle, slow peeking it, or just walking up to that angle. You're essentially just walking into the crosshair, allowing them to just click mouse one and kill you. No aim required. If you're doing some of these jumps, it will at least force them to have to flick or move their crosshair to you, giving you a chance to take that shot and take them out. So that's so important when you're taking these outdoors, to have that confidence to take these aggressive shots. Of course, make sure there's no, not 11 other enemies holding that angle, because then you will quickly die. If you play Jet, of course, you can take the shot and dash or something like that, but just be aware that you're not peeking like 11 Odins at the same time while you're trying to take out their upper. Now, if you have to push on offensive with an op, or maybe, you were holding a side, you were holding some part of the map, which, good job, but then the enemy team, they broke through, they captured a side, and they did a plant. It is really important as an opper, when you're reclaiming those sites, if you're going to win it, to not be super passive, to not hide around. That doesn't mean you shouldn't check your corners, you should just run in willy-nilly, but you need to make sure that you're actually claiming space and clearing corners. Remember, you don't have a rifle, so you can't do these really fast clears of the last part of the map. You have to start clearing angles and making sure that, again, it takes a little bit longer to clear the side as an upper, because you need to take, one angle at a time. With that, you can't just spin around like crazy unless you're really fucking good. And because of that, you gotta start doing it a little bit early. You gotta start doing it from the beginning, so you can hopefully take fights, take duels early, and also have time to get to the bomb defusal without having to rush in, because that will get you killed. So down to clearing the side early is really important, and don't be scared to use your sidearm. If you miss your op shot, you can swap to it, or if you need to clear an area where there's a lot of tight angles, a classic pistol with a right click to the head is super, super valuable. You don't need, when you're opping, to buy an $800 sheriff. It's unnecessary. You learn to use the classic, it is your biggest weapon, and of course, if you're Jet, you can always have your Jet knives up, but learning to use the classic, it's so important for an opper, because a lot of time you'll miss that shot, and you'll need to pull out your sidearm and fight someone up close. The right clicks from a sheriff are brutal if you learn how to use them, which is an upcoming video, how to dominate with the classic pistol, so subscribe for those videos. The last thing I want to talk about is just to please think before you buy the operator, especially when you're playing offensive side. Defensive side is also quite smart to think about. Okay, how much money do I have? How much money does my team have? How are we economically, and how's the opposing side economically? But especially, and you probably experience people that does this. That's why I love hopefully getting these videos spread around. You're playing offensive, you're doing good. The opposing side's economy is down the shitter. It's absolutely garbage, and your economy is pretty strong. So you have maybe one or sometimes even like two players on offense deciding to buy ops. And while you can argue that, again, now you can't push as effectively because you don't have rifles, what is really scary is when those oppers get spot, it's also a very good opportunity for the opposing side to take them from you. They kill you, they get the op and survive, even if you win the round. All of a sudden, the opposing side's economy that was down the shitter, and there was no way in hell that they were going to be able to afford ops. Maybe they would not even be able to full buy. Maybe they have to buy like a Vandal and Light Shield, not all the utility. All of a sudden, they have an operator on their side, making, especially if they were on defense and you were on offense, making your entire pushes so much harder to pull off. And a lot of time, it happens because they have so much money anyway, so why not just spend it? And that is what's so scary about the operator, making sure that it doesn't fall into the enemy hands. So before you buy, the operator and stuff like that, make sure to take a look at your team's economy if you guys can afford it. Sometimes it's better that you buy, a rifle for yourself and stuff like that, and can drop to a teammate, maybe buy him a Guardian or a Bulldog or a Spectre or something like that. Or even help him fund something else of his, maybe give him a rifle if you have that much money to spare, so that he can get a rifle and maybe buy full shield and abilities instead of him buying a light shield. So looking at your own team's economy, but also looking at the opposing side's economy, and think, is this necessary right now to buy an op? Do I want to risk that falling into opposing side's hand? those questions are really important for you to answer. And there's actually been multiple times where I have ran and dropped operators off the side of the map because I know that the opposition side has me surrounded. They're gonna push me and kill me. I know I'm gonna die. I have a Vandal laying next to me and I have an op on me. And I'll drop the op off the map and play with my Vandal, get maybe 1 or 2 kills. I'll die, but they don't get the operator on that defensive side, which is huge for us. So make sure to look at that, and I hope that you guys like this video. Again, liking, commenting, subscribing, all the good stuff, very much appreciated. Again, I want to start making Valorant content and working more with this game because I love it way too much, and that is hurting the views, the subscribers of this channel. So all the support that you guys could show it is absolutely amazing. As you know, again, it is kind of sad to watch, you go from, making stable views and be able to push higher views if you keep grinding on Overwatch. Now you want to stop making Valorant content, and that is hurting the channel quite a lot. Even though I enjoy making this content far more, and that's the reason I'm doing it, it still hurts, if that makes sense, to kind of see that drop in views all of a sudden. So thank you guys for the amazing support. I hope this guys helped. Please take care of yourself, stay positive, tell somebody that you love them. Remember to take care of yourself, and as always, my name is Jonal. You guys keep getting it. We'll cross it.